Welcome, friends. We are back for another tasting of Big Drop Beer. Big Drop Beer?
Big Drop Beer.
Big Drop Beer. And so this is your Pale Blanche.
So, Canadian labelling regulations again. You're not allowed to call it ale
Because it's
because it's 0.4, even though it's an ale and we brew it
and
like
it's
an
brewed
ale.
and it's
It looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck,
it pours like a duck.
pours like a duck.
So this is available in the LCBO then,
That's available in the LCBO now. Yeah, absolutely.
right now. And then around the world, you said
This is probably about 60% of our sales. So, all of the countries that I went through,
the Nordics,
the
UK.
Nordics, Netherlands, UK, over here, and Denmark. Yeah, that's including the Nordics. Australia is not quite there yet, but it will.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's on its way. The pale it's probably about 60% of our sales.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
I'm loving the smell on this right away.
There you go. And
Right
that-
off the nose. That is
right off the nose. That's
Yeah.
a pale ale, and you
Yeah.
would not get that if you extracted the alcohol after the event.
So if you missed the first episode where we talked about the process, this is brewed to strength rather than most non-alcoholic beers that are brewed and then use some form of extraction to remove
The alcohol
alcohol.
after the event.
And when you remove that alcohol, you're also removing a lot of the flavors. You're stripping out a lot of other things,
All those hop aromas would be gone.
which is why you end up with non-alcoholic beers that are mostly macro Euro lagers.
Yeah. Or if you look at what some people are doing now, you see that they're putting hop extract into these alcohol-free beers. So
At the end.
At the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
that's
yeah. So this is I can't tell you about the yeast, as I said in the first part. That's
Proprietary?
That's the secret
Yes,
sauce,
secret.
as you say. But hops, you've got Mosaic and Amarillo hops.
okay.
Um,
So it's huge on the nose, like you would expect an IPA to be, but on the palate, it doesn't smack you in the head. Like it's not going to knock you out and make you go. "Ugh."
no, exactly.
It's a nice, pleasant flavor on the mouth.
As I said, light iteration of the style. It's a little bit bitter, but it's sort of a. We think about it as quite a traditional English pale ale rather than a
Big
which is
American.
the big American, which we try and do with the next one.
Yep.
It's an English pale ale.
Yep.
So it's a little bit bitter, but it's quite nice because it's like, and that lactose that
It's got a lot on the mouth.
is staying there.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
not drinking it and then the flavors are disappearing.
It's still there.
I've still got it on
Yeah.
my palate.
Yeah. Which is something with a lot of non-alcoholic beers. You drink it and then you've forgotten that you
And then
even
it's
had it in
gone.
your mouth.
Yeah, and that's because there's no alcohol in there in those beers, but they're not compensating. There's nothing to keep the flavor in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that the alcohol does.
So as a middle beer, you've had a couple of beers and you want to have one more, but you don't want to have one more. This is fantastic for me.
That's why I wanted to make it, absolutely, because those times when, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter why, you're not drinking. No, well, some people drink all the time. Most people don't actually drink all the time.
Yeah.
But if you love beer like I do, I want a beer.
I want to have a beer.
I want to have a beer.
Yeah.
And this is the beer
Yeah.
that I keep in my fridge at home.
That's
It's Tuesday night. I've got to put my kids to bed. I've got to read them stories. I've got to do all the things. But do you know what? I've got to get up at 5:30 in the morning again and do it all over
And do
again.
it.
And I'm 40 now, and I can't drink 2 pints of 7% IPA and not feel the consequences. Maybe I could in my 20s, but I can't anymore.
I can't do it anymore either. So I downed that.
Ooh.
That is a good tasting beer, and there's no.
Thank you.
And I don't want to put any asterisks behind it. I don't want to put any caveats. That is actually a really good beer.
As I said, what we try and say is we make good craft beer. Pause. That happens to be non-alcoholic,
Yeah.
and I think you have to. Yes, of course, the non-alcoholic is important because that's our entire raison d'etre. But before you get there, you've got to make a good beer.
It's gotta be a good beer.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
It's got to be a
Doesn't
good
work.
beer. So that is the Pale Blanche. Thanks for stopping by. We are going to try another one. So we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.